Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Fulham versus Everton. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to find all the latest scores, stats and news all in the one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. Whoo, here we go. 4 in a row, Baz. Could it happen? Could it happen?
It could happen, yeah. Of course it could. It's got to be a game we've got to be going to look to win. We're in good form now. We've picked up after, we keep saying it, the break, the 17-day break, and we've been on a good run. The last 6 games, we've won 4 of them. 4 wins, a draw and a defeat. And the defeat we threw away. So, yeah, this is a game against a team that are struggling. They're relegated. They're not in great form. We've lost 9 on the spin. So, it's a case of a team who hasn't confidence.
Yeah.
But we'll give everything for Scott Parker, because I've seen the last couple of games, certainly at Craven Cottage, they were narrowly beaten by Liverpool with a late penalty.
Yeah.
And then City beat them the other week. Had a bit of a canter, but they've made a fist of it. So, it'll be a tough game, but it's a game Everton have got to be looking to win.
I think that's the interesting thing, isn't it? It's because the last 3 games, obviously two tough home games and a game against West Ham, which is like, you look at it and go, that's a difficult game on paper, the way their home record. So this game, everyone's looking at it and going, Everton should win this. Everton should win this game. And that brings with it different pressures, doesn't it? Because when that happens, suddenly when you're not the underdog or you're not expected to win, the added pressure comes on you then to go and win the game. And I think that'll be the difference Saturday. And that'll be an interesting thing to see for this Everton team because, okay, like the Huddersfield game, probably, well, the Cardiff game, we would expect us, I imagine, to go and win, even though we haven't been on a great run. We went and won it. In the end, we were comfortable. The Huddersfield game, we would expect it to win. We did win it. It wasn't as comfortable. But there haven't been too many like that this season. But I think if we can approach it like that, take the game to them, which we should anyway, because when we play well, we are a good football team.
Very good side, yeah.
So I'm hoping Saturday, what's one of them? Saturday,
3 o'clock, yeah.
We go down to Craven Cottage and we really put in a dominant display and hopefully take the 3 points and make it 4 in a row.
Listen, we're on a really good run. We've been superb the last 2.5 games, the last 2 3/4 games.
Yeah.
The opening 25 minutes against Chelsea wasn't great, but after that we settled and we gave as good as we got and we could have won by more. West Ham we should have won by more. Arsenal we should have won by more. Newcastle for an hour was very, very good. So 65 minutes was very good. Cardiff was good. Liverpool was good. So they're in good form, Everton. But you're right, and this one, I think I said to you on Monday before we started doing the final word thing, was that I'll find more out about this team this Saturday, almost than what I did on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, what we've done the last 2 home games is we've played against 2 teams who were desperate to finish in the top 4, and we've absolutely bossed it. Okay, yeah. Chelsea was a bit more difficult, but when we got a grip on the game, we bossed it. Sunday, we bossed it from start to finish, barring 10 minutes after half-time. We controlled it against teams who have got a lot of quality, because we've got a lot of quality. But you're right, we're going here. Pressure's on us against a team who've got nothing to the down. They've got literally nothing to lose. But all that being said, it's an opportunity for Everton, and if Everton were to win on Saturday, that's 49 points, the same points what we got last season.
Yeah.
With still 4 games to go. So there's an incentive, particularly for the manager, who said we have to improve on what we did last year. That was the goal at the start of the season, was to be better than last year. And I think we are in a lot of situations. This is an opportunity for Everton to go to Fulham. If they were to win, it'd be the 6th away game we've won this season, which is not bad for Everton. It's normally like the odd away win, isn't it?
2s and 3s, isn't it?
So it'd be 6 away games that we'd won, which is not bad. And 49 points with 4 games to go, then you start looking and thinking, well, what can this team achieve? Because then you're going into Man United a week later. It's not a free game because it's a home game. But if you've won 4 on the spin, and who knows how they'll do against Barca. If they get through against Barca in the Champions League or whatever, their eyes might be focused elsewhere. as well. So you're building a good bit of momentum. But this is a game that I expect Everton to go out and I expect Everton to show their quality. That's what I'm expecting at the weekend.
Yeah, and listen, Fulham came up. They were
brilliant last season.
Everyone was expecting, or not everyone, sorry. Some people were expecting more of them because of the money they'd spent. But, you know, they spent it incorrectly as far as I'm concerned. They didn't give players that were there last season that got them up a chance.
Yeah. Do you think they should have just stuck with Jokanovic?
Yeah.
Some Fulham fans will probably say no because it wasn't working, but I just thought he got, for a manager to get them up. I think the problem you can sometimes have as a promoted side is, and it's quite unfair really on the managers, because you do brilliant and get you up, and then you get up and you find out how tough the Premier League is, and then them managers are just axed regardless, aren't they? And someone new comes in, and I just think he played that. They were really good to watch last season. Now, okay, he's made some mistakes in the early part of the season, but the Premier League's unforgiving.
And he's not a Premier League manager.
No, the experience wasn't.
So the experience for him would have done him good.
Yeah.
They've ended up, you know, I think a strange appointment bringing in Ranieri. That was a strange appointment as far as I was concerned. And you know, obviously they're on to Scott Parker now, who will be set up for next season for them. You know, I
think he'd be a good manager for them.
No, I do. I just think they got it wrong. I think they got it wrong. They didn't quite twist and they didn't quite stick. You know, you look at Cardiff, they've stuck and have gone with what they've got. And to be fair, Wolves have as well. Just that Wolves had a very good team last year. Yeah. They've added a couple of players and they've got loans and things like that.
They got Jimenez in, scored goals though. Which is a big
Martino and the goalkeeper obviously. But a lot of the team with us, Fulham sort of, what I can't understand is Fulham replaced the players who were good for them last season. You know, like Session and Tom Kearney midfield. They're the kind of players that you're going to go into the Premier League. I think their aspirations were just too big for the start of the season, where the aspiration should have been for them stay in the Premier League.
17 should have been the target for this
or season. Even if you go down, learn from the year in the Premier League. Everyone learn from it. I mean, when they come to Goodison, they actually started pretty well. And for the first, you know, Session had a chance early on, which he should have buried. He hits the bar. And you know, you come into the second half and the game turns around and we end up winning the game quite comfortably. For a little bit though, when Sigurdsson missed the penalty, you know, you were a little bit like, not I don't think worry is the right word, but thinking, well, we're not taking our opportunities.
It's like any game, isn't it? 0-0 can go either way.
Yeah.
And Fulham were confident then. It was early on. They weren't too worn down by defeats and stuff. And you're right, they played okay, some nice stuff early on, and then the game levelled out and it was a bit. But once Everton took the lead, there was only really going to be one.
Their confidence went.
It went, but I agree with you. Tom Kearney, I think, is a really good player. Seen a lot of them last season. Session is a fantastic talent, but again, a lot was put on his shoulders coming into the Premier League. It's the gap between the Premier League and the Championship it's big because the quality of play you're up against is so different. When you make errors, Fulham will have made errors last season. And I've watched a few of the games. They play some fantastic stuff from the back. They'll have made errors and got away with it. So they weren't losing too much momentum. Where in the Premier League, when you're making errors, you're getting punished. Goal.
I think the other thing about it is, though, by not playing those players, not giving them the Premier League experience. I know they have played games. But what I mean is that it's a long season and you could find yourself playing half of a season and those lads playing half a season and winning exactly the same amount of games that they'd won now. But then they could be coming in now to the final third, be needing...
With a fighting chance.
Needing 4 or 5 wins. Look at Cardiff, right? Cardiff at the moment are 5 points below Southampton with a game in hand. But those lads that he's got this season...
level games, it was.
Oh, the level games? Sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, because they played the week before, didn't they? Yeah. And that's a tough ask, of course it is, a very tough ask. But Cardiff have got themselves in a situation. When they first started the season, everyone was looking at them going, oh, they're gone straight away. No one, I mean, we've said it, I didn't see them getting to 30 points. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But the point being is that they've given themselves a chance. And they haven't done anything radically different. And we know the circumstances that they've had to deal with it this season.
But Salah might have kept them up.
But they brought Nias in as well, and Nias really hasn't added anything other than a bit of energy. So it's still their players that they had at the beginning of the season doing the putting the effort in and making things. And you just wonder whether Fulham had said to those players at the beginning, right, let's get us to January, let's see where we are, and then maybe we'll go into the market and have a look. Obviously they bought they made Mitrovic's deal permanent.
Yeah, which is the right thing to do.
Which is obviously, he scored goals, and he scored a few goals this season.
Yeah.
They brought Ryan Babel in January. He seems to have done quite well.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll be sticking around. And you just think, well, some of those players that like Sessegnon have literally missed out on a season of Premier League. I know he's been in and out. I know he has, but you just think there's a few players there for Fulham who could have really, learned. Yeah. And the manager.
Fulham fans will tell us different, when you're watching this. But Sessegnon, for me, he started off as a left back last season, and that was how he was the weapon. He was the secret weapon because he was a lad that is supposedly playing in defence.
Yeah.
So defenders will have known he was decent, but if you're not focused on him, and when he pushed them higher up the pitch, I know he still scored some goals, but it kind of nullified them, particularly in the Premier League. People was marking tight of it. I think if they just left him left back, I think he'd have done, because you're not going to go man for man on a left back, not happens. I think he'd have done more for them, and Kearney, like you said. I think Mitrovic has done well. He's got 10 goals this season, which is excellent in a team that struggled.
Do you think he'll stay at Fulham?
Well, apparently, he's moving to China for 300 grand a week, 45 million.
Okay, good luck to you.
That's what a couple of the news.
Been linked with us though, hasn't he? He
has. But I think what the story's going around, particularly this week, and it'll happen when you're a Premier League team who are going down. They're the links with China, big contract. Listen, if someone's going to pay him 300 grand a week, he'd probably be silly to turn it down. I know people will go, well, no, he should stay in the Premier League, but it depends what you're going to pay him. He's done okay. He's a unit, difficult to contend with at times. But they've got some decent players. I think the big one for me was Seri. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have bought him, but he's been a big miss for them. They bought him in. He's not done what it said on the tin for him,
Yeah.
And maybe that money might have been spent better on another centre. I know they bought Alfie Mawson, who we both liked at Swansea.
Yeah.
He's been in and out.
Injured, hasn't he? Come in injured, signed them injured.
And it just didn't really, it hasn't worked out as well for him. And I watched them the other week, they had a few kids as well, a few young lads who look lively playing for them. And you think if they can build around them next season in the Championship, they're well supported.
I think personally they've just been really naive this season. I think maybe what they should have looked to have done is brought in a couple of older heads to just steady them and be in and around the squad, and maybe in a couple like a centre midfielder, or a centre back.
He needed like Scott Parker, didn't he, from about 3 or 4 years ago?
Do you know? This will sound stupid because they wouldn't have signed them, but they could have done this season with someone like a Mark Noble.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know he's not saying he would be available, but that kind of player.
He's been around, knows the division, knows how to grind results out, because he is a good captain, because he gets everyone going, and he's in the referee's ear. I'm not saying he's a fantastic footballer, and Fulham have probably got midfield players who have got more natural ability than him. But you need that. And
there are players like that about that I think that maybe they should have looked at, who can just be in and around, who've got that Premier League pedigree, and just, even if they don't play every game, can just help the other players. We spoke this week about Everton possibly keeping Phil Jagielka next season, and Leighton Baines, and obviously off the back of what Phil did on Sunday. And you look at those players and think they're the players that are worth the weight in gold, because they offer something. They offer that experience off the pitch. And everyone's fixated on what did he do on the pitch. But you train for 5 other days a week, or whatever, 4 other days a week.
Yeah. Good habit.
Where players are telling you, keep an eye out for this lad. Last time we played this lad, or whatever. He'll try and take you on. He'll try and take you down the side, or whatever. There's loads of that kind of thing that I think for young players they need, and I think with Fulham this season they just missed out on that because they didn't have a Premier League manager. See, I think that's where Warnock was clever, because he's been up and down. He knows stuff. whether people think he does or not, he's clever. It's why Palace have got a 70-year-old manager. It's because he's been in and around the Premier League. He understands.
But don't they? The problem, I suppose, Fulham have, so to speak, but Fulham have always been a good footballing team, haven't they? I know, listen, when they first come up, they were tough as well. Chris Coleman's the manager, and they had Barry Ailes, and they'd give you the kicking, and they were hard, but they could play, and they had some brilliant players.
Yeah,
they had Steve Malbranck, who I thought was a fabulous player, and when they had Sagana as the manager for a bit,
Louis Saha.
He played good. They had Louis Saha.
Well, they had almost like what Wolves have got now.
Yeah.
They had like a conveyor belt of like French internationals
who were really good players and attacking. They were really good, and then obviously, they had Martin Jol for a bit, and he was a good manager, and then Mark Hughes was, done all right there, but then got on. Yeah. So they have had these, but they've always tried to play good football, and they're still trying to play it now. If you look at how they play, the passes are around 480, 90 a game, which is, for a team like Fulham, in the position they're in, they're still trying to pass it and move it, and that's fine. But you do need that little bit of steel as well.
They are naive. I watched them against Man City. And
should they have gone for Pulis or someone?
No, I wouldn't go down that track.
Yeah. But he's got the experience.
But I'm talking about players with the experience rather than the manager. Yeah. I watched them against City, and I watched the way they conceded both goals by giving the ball away high up the pitch. And I think that's an opportunity for us on Saturday, pressing them high up the pitch, trying to nick the ball off them. And if we've got the quality, hopefully putting them to bed. And that's where we have got to capitalise. The last couple of games, we scored 3 goals when really we should have scored 7 or 8. That we really should have. And that's not even being like, wearing we blue tinted glasses. No. We should have been scoring.
Well, we had, 23 attempts at goal on Sunday against Arsenal, who could have gone third, which tells you the dominance that Everton and the ability that Everton have got on this side. We wasted so many. West Ham should have been 4 or 5 at half time. Yeah. And, even at the end, when, we know what BT are like, we're giving Everton any praise, and you've got Jake Humphrey saying it was 2, it probably should have been 10. That's how the gulf between those two sides were. And it's about Everton. Can we be, the thing I'm looking for us now, can we be a little bit more clinical? Yeah. We know we'll get chances at the weekend because we create chances against everybody. Yeah. Now that the mojo's back and people are passing and moving it and stuff, can we be clinical? Yeah. We haven't been clinical. That game Sunday should have been done and dusted. It probably should have been done at half time. Yeah, it should have been. Had opportunities to make it 2-0. Yeah. Near the end, we should have killed it and we didn't. Hence, them getting the corner in the 6 minutes of injury time, you're thinking, please don't concede here because they don't deserve it. On Saturday, we have to try and put these away early on. But, they've won 4 home games all season. They haven't won an away game Fulham. They've only won 4 games. They've lost. I think the home record is, let's have a look at the home record here. So 1 4, drawn 3, lost 9. Okay, scored 19, conceded 32. So they put the ball in the net, more than 1 a game at home. So that's the danger for us. Everton with that win on Sunday have now got the 7th best home record, which is an improvement. Away from home, Everton have won 5 away games, as we said before, and Everton have scored 22 goals. So it's a team, they're going to give us chances. Can we take them? Can we take them is the big thing. Yeah. And, obviously their danger man, as you just said before, is Mitrovic. 10 goals and 2 assists this season. So for Everton, can we get crosses in the box? Fulham are particularly weak off that kind of thing. And that's about us then being able to get on the end of it. We're looking at the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Can he add to his goals tally? Yeah. He's playing superbly well. Yeah, can he add to his goals tally? Because this is the kind of game where he's going to get opportunities. Can he take them? Can he put them to bed? Just looking at, this is an independent site, talking about Fulham's weaknesses: finishing, scoring chances, weak; protecting the lead, weak; stopping opponents from creating chances,
they good at?
Weak. What Fulham is strong at is coming back from losing positions.
Okay.
Now, I remember a game before Christmas, I think they were 2-0 down to Brighton at half time, and they won 4-2. Yeah. So they've had a couple of those occasions where they've been able to battle back in a game. And I did remember them playing West Ham at around Christmas, and they battered West Ham. They battered them. West Ham won 2-0. Yeah. So they're a team who will create chances. If you're looking at like the head-to-head on the chances, they create 12 or 13 chances a game, and Everton create that as well. It's just Everton have been a little bit more clinical than what Fulham have been. Fulham's recent record is horrendous. Everton's is decent. And in the last 6 meetings, Everton have won 4 of the 6. So statistically wise, it favours Everton, but it means nothing.
No.
It means absolutely nothing. So I think the weekend we've got to get hold of the ball like we did on Sunday against Arsenal, move them about a bit, and then try to utilise.
We've got to make sure this isn't one of those games. This isn't like, you know, Everton that kind of game. They've lost 6 in a row. We've got to be.
That's 9 in a row.
Is it 9 in a row?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But what that brings with it is a lack of confidence.
No, I know.
Doesn't it? So what you have to do then is put them to
exactly.
If Everton can get 2-0 up, because Everton have scored the last 3 away games, have scored 2.
Yeah.
2 or more even. So if Everton can get that lead, then you can start keeping the ball a bit then, and their confidence is going to be low. You know, we know what it's like when your confidence is down. We had 3 months of it. It's difficult when you concede. You start going, I can't see any way back in this game.
Yeah, just got to get at them, haven't we? And hopefully keep the way we've been playing. There's no reason why we can't keep playing the way we've been playing.
No, and I mean, obviously Michael Keane will be available again.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, you've got. Listen,
just revert.
You've got to use your head, haven't you? You've got to understand the situation. You've got to, you know, Jags is great and we love him, but you know he would understand that Keane would come back into the side, and that's just the way it is, and the rest of the side stays how it is. But I think what's good for the manager at the moment is that now he can say to those players who are playing well, the shirt's yours, but if you drop below that standard, then I've got these players sitting on the bench. I've got Shank Tosin, I've got Theo, I've got Tom Davies. You know,
well, even Adam O'Loughlin got on the pitch at the weekend.
And I'm not saying they're banging on the door ready to take the places, because we've only just got a settled side, but it's that thing, isn't it? It's not about getting to the top, and I'm talking about staying in the team. It is about staying in there. Getting there sometimes is easier than staying in there. So, you know, for Dom, he knows he's got to score more goals. That's what I like about Dom, is that he'll be the first to say, well, yeah, running around and closing down people is the basics that I've got to do.
Well, now, that's what is expected, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
and now it's about putting the ball in the back of the net. And
I just think when you look at it, when you're looking at the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and his work rate of late has been fantastic, and he led the line brilliantly on Sunday. He's got to add goals to that. And how he ensures that he's the number one striker by putting the ball in the back of the net.
Exactly.
And I think for me, Dom, you know, Fulham have won 14 games without a clean sheet, right? Which means they're leaky, which means that Everton have to ensure that they take our chances. And for us, you know, like I just said before, we've had 5 clean sheets out of 6, so we're playing well as a team now. But for someone like Dom, get yourself in the areas where it matters. It's great linking the play outside the box. It's great winning headers and knocking. That's brilliant, and we love all that. What I want to see him doing this weekend, because when I've watched Fulham, they're not the quickest at the back, especially if Ream plays. Or, you know, even when Dom ran at Doyle Goodison, he brought him down for the penalty. Get Dom facing up and going through, because that...
Well, these are the games, aren't they? These are the games that for a top end centre forward, for Lukaku or someone like that. This is a game where you go, this is where you get 2. This is where you get another game you get 2. This is where, for a top centre forward, and I'm talking about a top centre forward, this is where you make up your 25, 30 goals a season by getting 2s against these and 3s against someone else. So Dom has got to be saying to himself, well, if I want to keep the shirt, if I want to be the number 9 next season, this is where I've got to start putting the ball in the net against. It's all right running your bollocks off against an Arsenal or a Chelsea. These are the games where I've got to... Because at the end of the day, to win games 3-4-0, your centre forward's got to be chipping in with a couple of goals.
That's it.
Or even just to win these games, because I'm not taking this game for granted, because I wouldn't take any game for granted when Evertonian, for God's sake. But if
our record isn't brilliant at Fulham
overall. But forget about all that. But the point...
No, but I'm saying that's why I approach it with caution.
No, I approach every game. Listen, we will never be the kind of club that turns up and goes, we expect to win this game.
No. But at the moment, we're certainly
No, but we're just not that kind of fans. You know, and it takes a lot to be like that. But, you know, Dom's got to... I'm not like putting added pressure on, but he'll be putting the pressure on himself. And the manager will be putting that pressure on him as well.
Has he got 6 goals six in the
Something
Premier
like that,
League,
yeah.
hasn't he, this season? So 6 goals. I mean, Mitrovic playing in a team that's relegated has got 10.
Yeah, but Mitrovic would be playing every single game.
No,
That's
but
that's the
I'm
difference,
just
isn't
saying.
it?
So for Dom, this is against the team that gives chances,
Yeah.
and it does. If the stats are there, it's not me just saying it.
No,
the
no.
stats are there that they give. They're
Stats.
given 14,
What about
15 opportunities.
I mean, we're coming into a situation now as well where you know we're not really talking about it, but that 7th place, we're in the mix. You can say that now. We're in the mix. Leicester have won the last 4. Obviously, Watford and Wolves are still above us as well.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of game where we've got to go and take it and get 3 points, isn't it? Because if you want to finish 7th, whether you want to or you don't, I mean, you want to finish as high as you can. I mean, for me, I want like you said earlier, I want 50 points minimum this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it looks like nobody out there can say anything, and we've done better, and every category will have done better, and there's hard evidence that we're going forward. And if we finish 7th, and it does end up with being a European place, if City win the FA Cup, then I'll take that. I'm not necessarily looking at it at the moment, but if we want that, we've got to win a game like this.
Look, we're on, what are we? Leicester are on in 7th on 47 points from 33 games. Wolves are 47 from 32. Everton are 46 from 33.
Yeah.
Watford are 46 from 32, and then West Ham are 42 from 33. So, you know, it looks like it's between us, Leicester, Wolves, and Watford. It's 4 teams going for that place. So, you know, Leicester are home at the weekend against Newcastle. So, although I fancy Rafa to get a result there, albeit a draw or whatever, if Everton were to win, then we'd be, you know, Wolves. I can't remember who Wolves were playing, but
they've got to keep the pressure.
Wolves are away at Southampton, who need a result, right? So, say them 2 drew and we won, we'd be in 7th then, and then the pressure's on them to catch us then, and that's what it has to be like for us. There should be now for this team and for the manager, and it will be for the manager because he wants to do well. There should be a pressure of, I want to nail my place down for next season in this side, because I want us to go there, because for every player who's here, surely you want to play to your peak, to drag the club to the peak. I think we're seeing that now. So the pressure's there to win, and you're right, we're looking at that. We've got ourselves a point in it. We win at the weekend, we've equalled last season's points tally. Then can we go past it? But again, I reiterate, and like you just said, there's no easy games for Everton, none at all. And we have to go there, and we have to do exactly what we did to West Ham, and that is match them and press these high up the pitch with the likes of Richarlison, with the likes of Bernard, and then Dom, he could have ended up with a hat-trick at West Ham, and he didn't end up with a single goal. These are the games that he has to go, I'm going to take that. And if he can, you know what? If he can come out of this with a goal and Everton win the game, he'll feel fantastic. Well, it'll be another step forward for him.
Like the Cardiff game, you win the game 3-0, he gets a goal, then he's done his job if he's played well. So
he scored at Newcastle, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he was unlucky at West Ham. He probably should have scored at West Ham. So 2 of the last 3 away games he scored. So, you know, lead the line like you do. Get on the end of things. And if we do that, and if we do our jobs right, we should win the game, but it'll be a tough game.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments, Fulham fans. If there's anyone watching, we know we have away fans. Let us know your thoughts on anything we've discussed about your team, and where it's gone wrong this season. You know, should you have kept your manager in place? Who's been the star? I wanted to say that, but I'm full of cold, and it just would have come out really bad. Who's been your standout man this season, and what are your thoughts on the game? Blues, are you confident? Is this a must-win? Can you see anything else but a victory for Evertonian? Of course you can. We're Evertonians. And there's Dom after start scoring these goals to prove that he is the man to keep that shirt. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Click the bell for alerts so you know when there's videos. Give us a like. Give us a share. Get us on Instagram. We're boss on Instagram. Stuff we're doing over there.
Amazing.
Get over there. Thanks for watching. See you later.